It's Wednesday the 13th of October, and these are the new figures on how we're doing with the vaccine rollout. Northern Territory have stayed the same, except for 60% double vaccinated and 70% single vaccinated, and then nothing changed after that. I think Victoria are going to catch up to Tasmania because they're bringing forward their second doses. They're actually calling people and asking them to bring forward their appointment. I think Queensland have walk-in vaccination available now, so anyone can just walk in to get vaccinated. But West Australia are a week behind for 60% double dosed. So they're going to be the last to reach 60% double dosed. But when we get to 70% double dose, that'll change. We won't be the last anymore. Northern Territory will. Everybody will have, by the time we get to the 70% double dosed vaccination, Northern Territory will have slipped to the bottom of the list, and they'll stay there for the rest of the time until December. What will become relevant after that is when we get to 90% double vaccinated. What we'll be watching is to see how highly vaccinated each state can get to, because the hesitancy and wait and see attitudes will kick in. And if we've got no virus circulating, then there's not going to be a great deal of urgency for West Australians, Northern Territory, South Australia to open up. But we keep getting incursions and breaches from truck drivers. And Tasmania have just had an incursion. Somebody managed to get over there without a G2G pass. And then they was able to just walk out of quarantine. So no guards on the corridors of the places. They were able to just walk out. So there's no security in Tasmania. Before that, they had somebody who was in home quarantine and they decided to go shopping. So the security in Tasmania isn't particularly good. They've just been lucky to not have to shut down. So far from the incursions, the truck drivers, because the truck drivers stayed in their cab and slept in their cab, and because they wore a mask the whole time, they haven't actually infected the places they were at. So it just shows what the mask can do. Okay, so opening up. ACT are opening up on Friday to their own state. And I've just calculated what they're doing is the most sensible thing, because it occurred to me that you can't just say, right, we're at 80%, everybody's opened up. You have to give that last lot of people that got injected the second dose, you have to give those people 2 weeks. And that's what the ACT are doing. They reach 80% in 5 days, and then 2 weeks after that, they will announce that they're opening up more. And I think that's when they open up to some of the outer regions of New South Wales. So they'll sort of have a bubble there. But if they have any incursions and people do the wrong thing and in that area, it won't really affect them that much, because their vaccinations are up to almost 100% now. And I think that if they've got at least 1 dose of Pfizer or Moderna rather than AstraZeneca, then 2 weeks after that, they're going to be protected from severe illness. So I don't think they really need to worry much when they open up then. In fact, they might even be at 100% vaccinated, 12 and above. So really their threat is from New South Wales coming and using their hospitals. That's their threat, and they can't do anything about that. So it's looking a bit risky for them. Victoria are bringing forward their appointments, so they may get to 70% in 7 days. They're at 9 days right now, but they may make it 7 days, same as Tasmania. Possibly this new threat to Tasmania is going to cause them to increase their vaccinations. But I listened to their announcement, and they are really, they have a real contempt for their society, their community. The way that they were being very cagey about, how the hell did this happen? How are they able to get to Tasmania without a G2G pass? How come they're travelling when they're infected? Like, they didn't get tested before they came over. And how the hell were they able to walk out of quarantine? And also, they're not alerting people as to where they picked them up, which suburb. So they're not alerting the suburb to be wary and watch out, because they don't want, it's a sensitive area, obviously. I have a sneaking suspicion that this person is an Aborigine, because they don't want to let you know where they live, which must mean that it's an indigenous area. That's what they don't want them to know. I think so. We'll find out anyway. But they're being very cagey, and I'm very suspicious of it all. So Northern Territory didn't really move much up. So South Australia is getting close to overtaking them. Queensland and South Australia went up 2 days. So they shaved 2 days off the time they're going to reach their goals. So phase A, we've got 2 states that are still closed, Victoria and the ACT. So Victoria will be the last state to open up. So then all the states will be open to some degree. If there's any breaches and snap lockdowns of Queensland, Tasmania, South Australia, WA or Northern Territory, then that'll put them in the same circumstances as New South Wales. They'll be on restricted opening. But at the moment, I think all the incursions have been managed and they've stayed open. So nobody is open more than Tasmania, Queensland, South Australia, West Australia, Northern Territory. So even though these other 3 states are opening, they're not as open as the other states already are. It's when we get to the 80%, that's when it changes, because that's when borders come down, interstate borders come down. That's when it's going to be interesting. So we've just got about 9 days before that happens. No, sorry, it's actually, well, 4 days. In 4 days, New South Wales will be open, but nobody else will be, so it won't matter. But I think what's going to happen is New South Wales are going to open up to international travel, possibly. We'll have to see, because they're the only ones that are going to be open. It's not until ACT and Victoria open that they can really talk about international travel. And that's not going to be until November. So I know that the airlines said that they were opening in Christmas to international travel. December rather. So yeah, I'm not sure, because I've just put November. I haven't put a date on that. I'll do that tomorrow. I'll put a date on what's 20 days from now. So 20 days from now, we could be talking, and Tasmania as well is 30 days possibly opening to international travel. So somewhere around 3 weeks from now, we could be talking about international travel, but definitely interstate travel will be on the agenda in the next 3 weeks. So we'll have to see what's announced about that.